welcome to another Do Not Disturb Dog Walk. Right, the heater's running, it's nice and warm in there. Me and Quigley have already been out to visit, to go for a walk in here this morning. And then we walked in the forest here and I was like, oh my god, I should be recording this. So I've come back, grabbed the camera. Yeah, it's a bit bare bones. Quigley's not even wearing his harness. It's a collar walk. It's named Pare Raho Forest. I'll find out what that means and maybe mention that in the description. And yeah, so me and Quigley have already just been down here and seen all of this, but now we're showing you. One thing I've noticed is that if these trails were included in Google Maps, I probably would have discovered it a while ago, but it's not. And so, yeah, we're in the area, parked up there as you've seen. Owing to the logistics of our weekend, we're having an event nearby to here this weekend. This evening in fact. And it's a birthday party. Later on in the day I'm taking the car and going on the birthday cake delivery mission, the very fancy, expensive birthday cake, etc. And taxi ride for a guest, and also get the shopping for the catering and all of that. And so I've set up our house bus in the neighbourhood close to the venue where we're having the event, so that the family can just easily, well, first of all, hang out and be warm, waiting for the venue to become available, and then walk themselves there while I'm out with the car on the courier mission. Sorry, it's a bit breezy. I thought to myself, it's pretty sheltered by trees and stuff here for the most part, so it shouldn't disturb us too much. It's also very cold, and it's first thing in the morning. We're not very commonly recording first thing in the morning, but today we are. Quigley he's curious to go down in here. Last time we were here, not long ago, he's very drawn to something in there, but I'm not keen on. I'm not keen on it. Come on, Quigs, this way. Yep. Yeah, so I guess since these trails aren't really on the map like a lot of our local trails are, this place could be a little bit hard to find. I suppose I usually tag the locations on all these videos. I wonder if it'll come up, and if it doesn't, I might have to actually manually reference you with the map coordinates, just in case you're interested in coming to see this place for yourself. Some of you may have that luxury of being able to come here, but obviously we make a lot of these recordings so that we can share these experiences with you, because you can't. You couldn't possibly come to find this place. Many of you. You might even come to New Zealand and still not find the time and energy to come and see places like this. As for me, I'm not really excited about having just like randomly discovered this morning. I mean, there was a clue yesterday evening when we parked up here, and I seen the sign. I was like, oh, there's probably some walking trails in there. We'll go check that out in the morning, won't we, Quigs? Hey, Quigley. Whew. And the best thing about all of this is that we've got the heater blasting inside the bus. It's nice and warm. So getting out in this very cold morning is, I don't know, I guess it's like, let's go and be cold, because we know when we get home we can be warm and cozy. Hoot-choo-choo. But this is likely to be one of those shorter half-hour recordings, just because it's so cold. And I have to be prepared to abort if the rain comes back down again. But the forecast is for the skies to clear. It rained pretty consistently through the night. This is as far as we made it last time we walked here this morning, unrecorded. And I looked at these stairs here and I thought, yeah, nah bro, let's go back. I don't want to record these stairs unless I don't want to walk these stairs unless we're recording it. It's a little bit dangerous. Put this on the Death Stairs page. What a cool way to start the day though. I actually started my day a couple of hours ago before the sun came out. I needed to do a mission. I woke up realising, hey, if I don't do that mission now, or sometime this morning, then it's not going to get done. I'm not going to tell you what the mission was, it's a little bit embarrassing. Well, it's a bit private, to be honest. And then, I just woke up thinking, I could do it later in the morning, but then the traffic will be terrible, and the pros and cons, and I just realised if I go now and do that stuff, it'll be awesome, traffic-wise, in the region. Even though it's not a weekday working day, there is, and that means rush hour traffic periods, and at this time in the morning and later in the day. I'm going to be out in the afternoon traffic later, that's for sure, on the birthday cake courier mission. But this morning I've avoided the morning rush by getting out early and getting that stuff done. And then I got more done too, because it turned out, we forgot some things off the shopping yesterday. So one of the things was breakfast. So when me and Quigley get home, I said we'd be back in about half an hour. So, the family might have rattled their dags and got up and made the kai. But if not, we'll get home and we'll start cooking that up. The breakfast. The birthday breakfast. Whose birthday is it? Miss Wild's birthday today. Hey, good. How good. Oh, the big pipe. Look at that. That's a big pipe. A very big pipe. You get to walk right under it. Ooh, very, very wet under here. I assume that the big pipe is for stormwater. I'm looking forward to finding wherever this trail pops out in the end. I feel like any minute that might happen. This forest up here on this mountain, it's a huge residential zone. Oh, falling down. Yeah, it's quite a huge residential zone bordering this forest walk, so... Oh, here we go. Signage galore. Hales Mary. Speedy's Creek. Above waterfall. The Forgotten Highway, north and south. Yes, see, this trail's definitely not on the map, and I think the locals are proud of it. With a name like the Forgotten Highway for the trail, that's pretty buzzy. Come on. Hoop. Hoop. Yes, I went bare bones for this walk, mostly because I was in a hurry. Didn't want to put on all the kit, so I didn't bring our water supply, which I usually do, a water bladder backpack, and I usually wear a chest rig as well. I am wearing the camera chest rig, but I also have this additional chest rig which carries some important items. However, I did not go without the gloves, because we were out here without gloves earlier and my hands were cold. I'm actually glad for these gloves right now. Quigley's not wearing his red collar, which has become a standard costume item for him on these recordings. Nor is he wearing his usual walking harness that you'll see most episodes. Same harness he's always had, even before we started the YouTube channel. It's lasted a long time. It's getting a little bit raggedy, but it still does the job. I like the history of it. Basically, he got to this size, and then we got it a harness. He hasn't outgrown it or anything, so yeah. This is the tether that actually wraps around my waist if I wanted to, and we do sometimes do that, especially if I'm co-walking him with our other dog, so I can be hands-free for the most part with Quigley. But having it in hand like this just increases his space. Wow, now that I've seen that sign that says that the locals are calling this the Forgotten Highway, I'm wondering if I should use that as the name of this location in the YouTube broadcast. I didn't even bring my other phone like I usually do. Otherwise I might be tempted to get it to look at the sky and tell us where we are. Hey! What did you find in there, Quigley? No. Bucket. Le bucket. Random old red bucket with a white handle. Come on, Quicks. Hey, can we keep walking? Quigley. What have you found over there? What is it? It's a dead animal, maybe? Hide in my... Oh, well. We're at the quarter hour. And by rights, if I want to keep this as a 30-minute recording, I should turn around and go back now. Because it should take about as long to go back. Right? But I'm having such a good time exploring. I want to know where it goes. Where does this trail end? And then what do we do once we pop out the end? Do we try and find the way back on streets? Ooh, that's some breeze, alright, eh, Quigley? I hear some loud music. Some deep sub-bass notes from some drum and bass of some kind. Not sure if you guys will hear it. The microphone's sensitive enough for that. But yeah, the sounds of civilization are nearby to hear. Oh, this is looking very civilized. The grass is mowed. We must be about the end of this trail. Come on, this way. Who mowed the grass? Who comes up here and mows the grass? There's definitely lots of evidence of trail management. Keeping the trail clear. Smashing back the foliage that encroaches on the trail. Keeping the grass short. Grass is short. Come on, Quicks. I'm in a hurry, mate. I'm in a hurry. I might actually put a time travel into the recording, but not with the pause button. Oh, those of you that know that I like to just get a recording in the can and then upload it right away. But if I do put a stop into the recording, I do have to load it into an editor and reassemble them. But my reasoning is that I need to send a message from this phone that I'm recording with, just to let the family know that we're going to be out a bit longer than I originally advised. Because we're at the 20-minute mark now, and if I'm expected home in 10 minutes, I don't think I can deliver on that promise. So I'll just do that, and then we'll renege into the recording. I'll just stay right here and be back with you as soon as I push the button, really. Oh, where did he go? Oh, there he is. Okay, cool, we're back in it. So that was 20 minutes, about 20 minutes of recording. Family is duly informed that we're going to be a little while longer. The Forgotten Highway. Where is this place going to take us? This is a sign, believe it or not, made out of a ice cream container. Beware, dangerous slip, use track with care. Hey, we need to make a sign to warn people about the danger. What should we do? Make it out of ice cream lids. If we walk this trail back, then in a little under 10 minutes, we really should turn around and go back. This way. Now, the other thing about these trails is that right at the beginning, there was actually an intersection where we could be travelling in entirely the other direction and seeing where that goes. So, I know we'll be back to explore in that direction for a future recording. I'm sure of it. We have to. Here's some more nicely kept grass. So because of all of this water infrastructure up in here, all of this does need to be kept accessible. Park bench. We did walk past one earlier. I was going to give it a level 3. That one, I think it's sufficient. It could have a back on it, but I'll give that a level 3 rating too. Maybe it's a level 4. The park bench rating scale is we rate on a scale of 8 on the Adventures of Quigley Woggles park bench rating scale. Hear me mentioning the park bench rating scale pretty much every episode where I see a park bench and it's time to rate them, just in case it's people's first time watching. Park bench rating scale, 8 points. However, it's assumed that level 7 and 8 park benches don't really exist in reality. Maybe they do, but they'd have to be, covered in jewels or gold plated or something like that. Those are absolutely ridiculously awesome park benches. So they don't really exist except on the scale. But that's just putting things in perspective. Level 4 park benches are average. Sometimes we find 5 and 6 level park benches, like really nice or excellent designs. And the environment that the park benches reside in also influences the rating that we might give. Yeah, but anyway, 4 being average, levels 1, 2 and 3 are various levels of not very good. I also like to use the word terrible. There is also a level 0 on the scale, but that's pretty much reserved for park benches that once were, but have now dilapidated to such an extent that they're absolutely unusable. Yeah, and I like to think that level 1 is unusable too, but mostly because they're so disgusting or gross that you just wouldn't want to sit on them, even if they do still hold their form. How far down the mountain, how much elevation have we lost? The fact of the matter is, it's been pretty much a slow downhill mission so far on this walk, wishing to find the end of this trail and figure out where it is, where it's going to take us to, without looking at a map. I guess there's a possibility it goes all the way down to sea level, and we might not discover the end. The hard part about it, seeing as it's not mapped, is that if one day we wanted to come back and find the other end and walk in that end and walk towards this location, we might have difficulty locating that entrance. I really want to make it to the end. I hope it's soon. If it's not soon, we have to turn around and go back. Ooh, the sound of traffic is nearby. I heard a roaring internal combustion engine not that far away. Ooh, another trail. Stick to the big wide official trail, eh, Quigley? Yeah, let's do that. Alright, I'm going to do another little bit of time travelling, basically for privacy reasons. Ooh. The camera app is closed. What happens if I... Maybe I'll just stick to on-phone camera controls. Okay. Well, while we were off the recording there for those few minutes of time travelling, I've decided, made a decision, stood here and I made my mind up. We're turning around and we're going to go back. We're going to walk it back. We're going to walk it back. And it will forever be a mystery how far along we made it. Oh, well, I guess I could, since I have to reassemble this, I could stop and examine the map. Map time. Where are we, Google Maps? That's the supermarket I was at earlier. Oh, let's find our location. Where are we? How far have we made it? Alright. Interesting. Yeah, looks like if we carry on, we'll make it all the way down to Speedy's Reserve over here. And where we came from is right up about here. Number 31, White Purunamu Drive. Okay, so we know We know how you find the Forgotten Highway now because we've checked upon the map. What a special episode. But you can see, you're looking at the map, the trails aren't actually on the map, as far as I can tell. Right, well, I love that it is an uphill slog, the return journey, but it's very gradual. There's no like super steep sections, so it's good. I mean, if you come up this mountain by road, there are definitely some pretty steep sections. Our house bus only likes to travel at about 20 kilometres an hour up the steepest parts. But that's mostly because, the vehicle, since we've got it, has it's only got high range on the split differential. And we were quoted between $2,000 and $3,000 for the part to replace it, and then the labour for the mechanics, who charge us like $100 and something an hour. So, as if the vehicle was stuck in low range, then we would have had to pull out all the stops to fix that, because we wouldn't be able to get top speed out of the machine. But I've been able to manage with the high range differential, and it just means pretty slow uphill. But I drive freight trucks, and you know what that's like. The heavier the load you've got on, the slower the vehicles want to go up the hills, and that's just fine. And honestly, I'm pretty sure, considering the specs of our motorhome, I'm pretty sure that even with the low range differential, we'd still go slow uphill, just a little bit less slow. So it's not really that concerning. Might have a little bit more when starting from a standstill, if I had the low range diff, I might be able to get it off the line a bit quicker, but it just seems to me like I'd be probably having to shift quite a bit more through those gears, which is, just, I don't even know if it's worth the effort. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am determined to have that differential repaired at some stage, along with the myriad of other things that I want to have worked on that bus. Here, look, stop. Good. Oh, there's one way to get me to stop talking, and that's having me walk uphill. And that was a little bit of a steep incline there. I'm just glad Quigley's having such a great time, and he deserves this walk. You all watching deserve the recordings too. I felt the calling this morning. We've been a bit derelict of duty with the recordings in recent times. This has been a particularly hectic month. And then there's been some times where I felt like, I've got the time and energy, but the weather is absolutely terrible. This morning, I wasn't sure we were going to come out and make a recording. I mean, I hadn't planned it. It was pretty spontaneous. Well, the weather was just terrible overnight. And, when I got done with my driving mission this morning, and then took Quigley out when I got back, for that short little walk we started the morning with, and realising that the weather's improved somewhat. Other influencing factors: the house is full of sleeping children who stayed up quite late last night. And me feeling like I've got all this energy like I usually do every morning because, I'm a freight truck driver and I'm always at work at this time of the morning most days. It's good for us to get out here and get the exercise, the resulting endorphins, while everyone else rests. I'm feeling like this is a great way for us to start the day. And we're in store for a great day, to be fair. Having a birthday party event, which we've invited a bunch of friends to end the day with. So all around good vibes, regardless of the state of the weather. But I promise you, when I've in my mind, I'm making plans to bring us all back here and make a recording up here on this mountain later in the year when the sun is shining and we can complain about it being too hot rather than too cold. Hey, that'd be good to create a contrasting episode. In that future episode, I'll be able to say, if you look back in time to our first time visiting here, the weather was atrocious. The state of the earth was all muddy and wet. Now look at it, dry and dusty. We'll come back when it's dry and dusty, Quigley, and you don't have to wear that jacket. Ooh, that just fell right there. Ooh, okay, it didn't get us. It was very close. I don't know if that got in frame when it fell, but yeah, that little bit of foliage falling down gave me a little bit of a fright. Oh. Kia tui pato. Oh, wait, well, I realised that I've got the usual talking points to complete. They've been on the to-do list since we started recording this morning. And I quite often just try to get them out of the way towards the beginning of a walk, because I feel like that's when people need to hear them. But, you know, sometimes, like, this morning. I'm too carried away talking about everything else that's on my mind to get into that. But I regard it as a duty to reiterate the usual talking points of every single episode. You will see, if you watch more, that I have these leave-its. Don't know what that was, but yeah, you'll see that every single episode I reiterate the housekeeping guidelines or directives for our YouTube channel and these do not disturb dog walks. It's basically just two simple rules. The first one is the slogan, never mind the 6 o'clock news. So it's a promise to all you viewers that, well, first of all, I'm trying to create these dog walks in a bit of a timeless headspace for you all. So not talking about the 6 o'clock news or any current events, really, world events, and if it bleeds, it leads kind of stuff. Although I might have an opinion about such things, and I might have chosen to use these dog walks as an opportunity to rant and rave to you all about how I feel about such things. We realised right from episode 1 that talking about anything that's on the 6 o'clock news should be against the rules, and that's a perfect guideline for keeping these recordings as a healthy headspace for us and for you. And let's face it, y'all don't want to hear me ranting and raving about the state of the world, especially if it's negative. I strongly believe that it's important, as much as I talk too much on these recordings, it's important not to talk about dumb stuff like that. And the second guideline is represented by the slogan, show us the poop, with a clenched fist like this. Show us the poop. It's a slogan for all you folks out there who are concerned that you don't get to see the poop. You don't get to go an episode without thinking about poop. Neither do I. Because of the rule, because of the slogan, that whenever he poops, y'all don't get to see that. If I accidentally point the camera at that happening, I always make the effort to edit that out. We've learned over time to mitigate against that possibility by making sure he gets the poop out of the way before we start recording, most of the time. But every now and again he surprises us. Same rule sort of applies to some of the other gross things we find, like the occasional dead animal or other people's poop. You don't get to see that except by accident. Not on purpose, we're not zooming in on that stuff. And I actually think it's quite funny, because when Quigley strikes the poop pose, I think it's quite funny. It's funny that you don't get to see that. I even dream about making a figurine of him in the poop position for you all to buy one day if we ever get famous enough to start merchandising and stuff like that. So, if you're watching in the future and there still isn't a Quigley pooping figurine, you're welcome to hold me to that promise and jump in the comments and go, hey, if you were selling that, I'd buy it. Yeah, show us the poop. Slogan branded t-shirts. It's just a meme that I'm attempting to create within the universe of the channel. Yeah, because to be honest, when Quigley poops, that's his own private business. That's our private business. So you will not find an episode of the adventures of Quigley Woggles Do Not Disturb Dog Walks where Quigley poops. If you ever do, let me know. That's the challenge. Just as it's also a challenge if you were to hear me talking about things that are on the 6 o'clock news. Feel free to jump in the comments and say, hey, you can't talk about that, that's on the 6 o'clock news. Like sometimes I get a little bit opinionated about artificial intelligent YouTube content. I groan when I think about that stuff. It's definitely on the verge of 6 o'clock newsy. I'm sure the conversation about AI content comes up from time to time. And you know, we're not completely adverse to AI content. I think it's quite cool that Google, in its infinite wisdom, uses AI to automatically create subtitles in multiple languages. I don't know how to turn that off. I don't know if I would if I could, but I think it's quite cool. But in essence, the main reason I bring it up is to just let you all know that one thing that I feel is the purpose of our content is to create some real life experience recordings and veer away from the norms of like hype. All the hype that people are broadcasting out there. Let's just give people an alternative. I feel like that branch has got to be off the trail, so I'm putting it off the trail. Yeah. Yeah. Done. Okay. Yep, so there are steep inclines, right? Oh, these are those stairs. Not far to go home. Not far to go to get home now. Yeah, so at the beginning of this episode, one of the very first things you saw is our house bus. Quigley and I live in that house bus. I need to stop and catch some breath. Yeah, so, I mean, the main reason I mentioned the bus is that, you know, I really thought about vlogging a bus life experience channel, but I wanted to do something different. YouTube is saturated with such content. So at best, our bus life exists as the vehicle upon which we travel around the place, but it's just glimpsed in the background of these dog walk recordings, and that's the way I like it. I think this is quite neat. Not sure who's responsible for these enclosures, but I believe they were probably provided for chickens Although there's not any sign of chickens existing here anymore. Another level 3 park bench. I think I might give it a 4. Based on that it's clearly positioned here so people can sit upon it, rest and enjoy the view, which is what we're going to do right now, Quigs? Kapai. A little bit of time travelling and then we'll be right back with you. Yeah, so I didn't mean that we're actually going to sit on the park bench because it's wet. But checking out the view, I thought I'd get a bit of a zoom in on it for you. Carry on now, Quigs. That house we just saw, that house just over there, they get to enjoy that view all day, every day when they're home. Alright dear viewers, this is a crowd-funded broadcast, or I intend it to be. We've just been plodding along for a few years now, self-funded, doing the best that we can. If you really enjoy this content, we have a Patreon channel, and I have content planned for that. A whole heap of content. That will be for the YouTube channel too, but what do you call it? When you get it, when you're a patron of our channel, you get to preview those behind the scenes documentaries that we're planning to make before they go to public broadcast. So, I mean, that's a selling point, but at the end of the day, what we mostly want is for people that really love this content that we're creating to send us some funds out of gratitude. I think that's the main thing. So if you have not got bored watching this dog walk or any of the others, if you find yourself lounging for hours, playing this in the background even, or however you consume it, if you enjoy it, if you enjoy the fact that it exists for everyone and would like to support that, we'd be truly grateful. I am certain that eventually, we do have other funding platforms too, by the way, but I'm mostly hoping for the Patreon one to pay off the most. I'm certain that we just keep working on this, and I mean we've done 250 plus episodes at this point, and I'm just going to keep going. It's great fun. So it's really up to you how much money you'd like to contribute to our channel. 10, 20, 30, 40, $50 a year would be good. Even just $1 because you watched one episode would be good. Yeah. So while I'm recording this, we're still waiting for the community to properly recognise what we're doing here and for people to fund us. But however far away you are in the future watching this, maybe you'll have a look and you'll see that that's occurred. That's what I hope. So I hope that you will join in with the others who are happy to support what we're doing here. We emerge into the bright neighbourhood where our beautiful house bus is parked this morning. What a cool! And hopefully they haven't turned the heater off yet, so we can enjoy some super warmth inside and have breakfast with the family. Sweet. So thank you for watching, and we're done, but there's obviously hundreds more episodes you could watch if you haven't had enough. So yeah, we'll call it a day here, and we'll see you on the next one. Okay, kia ora.